All right. So that was the national anthem, and this is a very wonderful song, and it's really patriotic. The Ghanaian song is really patriotic. I really encourage you all to, from time to time, play it and listen to the lyrics that the song has. We are called to be patriotic citizens of our beloved country. And so it has been a wonderful journey since last week, the Monday and the Tuesday. Very wonderful. Many insight has been shared. And so today is yet another time for us that we are also going to be hearing from our speakers also. So at this point, as they are going to be sharing, I want you to give your all. When I mean that you should really pay attention to whatever is going to be shared. Give your maximum best. All right. If you have any questions, please note them down. And then later on, after they are finished sharing, then we'll give room for questions to be asked, and then so that everything can go on well and excellent. Yeah. So without wasting much time, we have our first speaker, and our first speaker is in the person of um, she's in the person of the day Asante. So just to read a little bit, give her a bio for so that you can know about her. So she holds a master degree from Xi'an University in China, and she successfully made the strategic leap to a competitive doctoral program in the United Kingdom. Her research expertise lies in analyzing how digital capabilities and organizational culture shape business outcomes, particularly with SMEs and emerging markets. She's proficient in advanced data analysis with R. She is passionate about connecting academic insight to real world strategy in areas like digital transformation and business model. So, this is our speaker for tonight. So, Honorable Dede Asante, you currently have the floor. Let us hear from your insights how you managed to finally transition from China to the UK. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Please, am I audible?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Oh, okay. It's really nice to see everyone. It's wild that it's afternoon here, but then it's evening over there. So good evening to everyone and happy Chinese New Year. And yeah. I'm not honorable, oh, yeah. So as James will say, I'm a humble servant of God. So I'm just one of you. Yeah. When I was approached about this, I wanted to not just come and talk about myself. I wanted to talk about something that would be helpful for everyone that attends today. So I sent out a link, a questionnaire for people to send me questions. I think probably just three people answered the questionnaire. So I just made a list of the things that came on through the questionnaire, and then also a list of pointers that was given me by the organizer. So that's what I'm going to go by. If during the process you have any questions as I'm talking, you can put it um in the chat box. And then also when I'm done and I pause, you can also go ahead and ask your question too. And the main thing was that how I got to come here to do my studies. So to be honest, when I started my master's, the idea wasn't to do a PhD. And before I started my master's, I was already working back home in Ghana. So the thought was that, okay, I'll come and do my master's, gain knowledge in how to be a manager. And then I was in a managerial position so that I'll go back and then go and work for my company like, as a better person. But then somewhere along the lines, the plan changed. Now I got more interested in academia. So I just started like my heart changed. So I
Wow.
don't know if Fred is here. I'm sure he would be laughing because before I came, he was like pressuring me about doing a PhD and then trying to like get my mindset on wanting to do a PhD. But then I was set on going back home to go and do my master. So that was the idea. So if you're here and you're not very sure, don't worry. Maybe somewhere keep praying about it, ask God for direction, and somewhere along the way you'd really know which way you should go with it. PhD it's not for everyone, but also like some people would like to do their PhD before they go out into industry. So just keep praying about it is what I would say. So then how did I come to the UK to come and study? A couple of things, a couple of things. Um, the reason why, so when I started thinking about PhD, I started thinking about doing my PhD outside of China. Um, the reason is because one of them was because of the language. I saw my classmates who could speak Chinese getting opportunities that I thought I was equally qualified for, but could not get because I couldn't speak the language. And that got to me a lot. I wanted to be a TA, but I couldn't get the chance to do it because I couldn't speak the language. There were exchange programs, there were so many different opportunities I saw people getting only based on the fact that they could speak Chinese and I couldn't. So I just felt that, okay, if I'm going to want to do a PhD, I don't want to miss opportunities just because I can't speak the language. I've been here for 2 years. Okay, when I started thinking this, I'd been in school for 1 year, and the language, it wasn't coming. Like I hadn't started really talking, so I like speaking the language at all, just survival Chinese, ordering things in the um at the cafeteria was basically it. So I just thought, no, I don't want a situation where I would do my master's here and then as all we can all attest to doing studying in China is quite very hectic. It's very, very intense. So I just didn't want to go through the process of all of that intensity but missing out on really good opportunities just because I couldn't speak the language. So that was the reason why for me I started like targeting schools outside of China. So when it got to when I had to do my application, no, I didn't only apply to schools outside of China. I also applied to some schools within China. And so I applied to universities in the US. I applied to some, I think, two universities in China. And also, like, I reached out to a couple of professors I thought I'd be interested in working with. But then I wasn't getting responses. And for a PhD, I feel like it's very important to get a supervisor first. That was my thoughts. There are situations where you don't have to get a supervisor. You're just going to apply and then you are going to be given a supervisor and all that. So during my application, I was targeting schools in Canada, in US, and then a couple of Chinese schools just as a safety net. And in my master's research, there was this variable that I had that was part of my conceptual model. And one of the people that had written a very good paper on it, he's a Ghanaian. And so I just looked him up and then I noticed that, oh, okay, he's in the UK. He's a professor. At the time, he wasn't a professor, but he was working in a university in the UK. So I just reached out to him on LinkedIn. At the time, I wasn't thinking about applying. It was very earlier on during my thesis writing. So I just reached out to him and told him, oh, one of the variables from my conceptual model, you have written a paper on it. I read it. I really, really liked it. It's been very, very helpful in my thesis. And so every once in a while, I'll just like send him a message, hello, hi, sort of thing. So I sort of built a rapport with him. So when it got time to apply when I was applying for my PhD, I asked him for advice. I told him I want to pursue a PhD. What advice do you have? And then he asked me, have you considered UK schools? And then I told him no. And then he said, well, for US schools, you need to have GRE. Have you thought about that? And I told him, oh, I'm actually targeting schools where I would not need GRE. Then he said, okay. So that was what he said. And I'll tell you this, my getting into the school is just divine orchestration. So then he said, okay, and that was it. Now, I think a couple of weeks along the line, I got a request, a connection request on LinkedIn from somebody, a faculty member in the school I am in currently. And so I just and I what was it called? I accepted the connection. So then I looked the person up and I noticed, oh, the person is in the School of Strategy and International Business. And then at the time, that's what I wanted to do because back in China, my master's was in business administration. But my supervisor's focus was mainly like marketing, the strategic part of marketing, so firm level part of marketing. So in my head, I thought, okay, I had done marketing, but I thought I liked it. But then now, like my heart is like going more towards strategy. So when this person sent me the connection, I was so happy about it. And then I accepted it. And then I started thinking, okay, it's really strange for somebody who is a faculty member to send me a connection. This is big. So let me leverage on this. So then I asked her if she was taking students for the 2025 academic year. And then she said, she didn't say yes. She just said, send me your proposal. So at the time, we were planning to it was around the time where I was supposed to do my what's it called? Oh, defense, pre-defense. So I was planning for my pre-defense, but then also I had to also now plan, like work on a proposal for this. And like for I'm a bit stubborn. Most people they use like they leveraged off of their master's thesis for their proposal. But me, dear, I wanted to do something a bit different. So it was a headache for me. So I was doing what I was doing for my master's, and then I was working on the proposal to for like PhD application. But the good thing is that also one other thing, yeah, so I'll tell you this, if you're interested in studying outside, please, 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 please um, build your brand on LinkedIn. So one other thing is that because I was interested in schools in the US, I was interested in university. There's this university in the US, I've forgotten the name. But yeah, it's a really good university. And so I checked LinkedIn for people who are in that university. And then I found a lady who was in the business administration. Like so I just sent a lot of people connections actually. So everyone who was in the business school doing their PhD, if I saw you on LinkedIn, I'll just send you a request, a connection request. But then, because there are two kinds of people on LinkedIn. There are the people that come on and engage, and there are the people who create the accounts and then they don't come on at all. So I sent a lot of people connections. So there was one person that replied, and she said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I have this time. We can just talk." So I asked her about her school, and she said, if you have time, we can just talk. So we had a Zoom meeting. And then she told me, okay, approach this supervisor, approach this supervisor. I think this person will be good for you. So one of the supervisors she asked me to approach, I sent her an email. And so she set up a meeting. And she was really, really an amazing woman. She set up a meeting that let's meet on this day and let's talk about what you want to do. At the time, I didn't have like a really set proposal. So we set up the meeting and I missed it because like the when I did the time conversion, I thought it was in the evening, but then it was supposed to be in the morning, so I missed it. But this woman was so kind and she asked us that, okay, it's fine, let's reschedule it for another time. So we eventually like did a meeting. So she just talked about me. So what do you really want to do? And so I told her what I want to do. And then she told me that, okay, if you had all the resources available, like you don't have lack for anything. You can have access to data. If you need to travel, you have access to money and all of that. What would you want to do? What kind of research would you want to do? So that's how come I got the idea for the research I wanted to do for my proposal, that the research I proposed for my PhD proposal. So that question made me give her an answer for something that I was passionate about. So even though I was struggling with like balancing working on my thesis and then also doing the proposal for the PhD application because it was something that I was like interested in. I was like I had a heart in. I think it made things a bit easier for me. So yeah, going off on that, I missed long story short, I missed the deadline for that application because like when I was as soon as I finished my pre-defense, I started working on it. I mean the one for the US, I started working on it. But then for some strange reason, my reference thingy Zotero, I couldn't like input the reference. And by the time I was able to, and then I applied, the system told me I had missed the deadline. So that was very painful. But anyway, oops. But anyway, it gave me like sort of the backbone to work on the proposal for the the person that I'd spoken to on LinkedIn. So I worked on the proposal and I sent it to her. And she told me, okay, you have a great idea, but these are the places you need to improve on. So one of the very good advice she gave me was my references. And then she asked me to include papers from so he so in China we say high impact factor papers, which is like Q1, Q2, but here they use ABS ranking. So yeah, she asked me that use papers that have really, really high ABS ranking. So they are looking for ABS ranking 3, 4, and 4-star. So that was like one of the really important advice she gave me. She said the topic has potential, so I should work on it further. So when I finished working on it, I sent it to her. And she said, okay. So the thing was that she is a supervisor for so strategy and international business, which is the department I'm in. There is strategy, which is like business strategy, and then there's international business, which can be just like research on international business or a combination of strategy within international business. So she was in international business. So she just advised me to apply. And in the application, I had to pick a couple of supervisors I'd like to work with. She also encouraged me to reach out to some of these supervisors, but they didn't get back to me. But God being so good, I don't know, so what happened is that she turned out to be the mentor of the SIB department. So she was able to get in touch with the person I had chosen to, like I said I was interested in having them be my supervisor. She was able to reach out to the person and then she talked to the person. So she agreed to have an interview with me. And you're supposed to have 2 supervisors, minimum, or 3. So the other person, she also spoke to some other supervisors, and then she got another supervisor. So the day we were supposed to talk, I didn't even know it was an interview. They said we will have a meeting. And so I think that also helped me, not knowing it was an interview. I was more relaxed. I spoke passionately about my research and what I wanted to do. So yeah, and the interesting thing was that it wasn't research that they were working on. It was my research. So I knew more about it. And then that's what made me really passionate about it. So like I found out after we had finished talking that I was actually an interview. They were happy with me. And so they said, okay, we will proceed with you. And so after that, with here, first you have to apply. Okay, so then after the application, and then I heard back from them that I had been picked to like for here. Then now I had to apply for funding. So the university has internal funding, and then there are also other external funding. So if you're interested in the UK, there is the Erasmus funding, and then there's also let me check. There's the Erasmus and there's the Commonwealth. Unfortunately, Ghana does not qualify for the Commonwealth scholarship. Apparently, we are a rich country, so we do not qualify. But if you are from other African countries, Tanzania, I know qualifies, Cameroon, and then Nigeria. These are like the ones I know qualify, but you can go on their website. It's called the Commonwealth Scholarship. So after you've gotten your admission, then you can start applying for external and internal scholarships. So I applied for an external one, and then an internal one. The external one, the one I applied for is called ESRC. So and the interesting thing is that your supervisor would advise you, she'll tell you about scholarships that she knows about so that you can also apply to that. So I applied for the external and then I applied for the internal. So um the result for the internal came before the results for the external. I got the internal. The external is quite higher. And for the ESRC, you might not have to take, if you already have like a background in the basics, so qualitative research, quantitative research, research design, and methodology. If you have the basics, you don't have to take it. And then you can either, they can either give you the funding for 3 years or 4 years, depending on your requirement. So if you need to take foundational models, then you're going to go 4 years. If you don't need to take foundational models, then they're going to fund you for 3 years. Your project will be for 3 years. Yeah, but then the school scholarship, my school scholarship, you are funded for 3 years because here your minimum, so you have a minimum and you have a maximum. So your minimum is 3 years. So you are funded for 3 years. The fourth year, you can just figure it out yourself. You don't have to pay your fees. There's just this amount you have to pay, and it's like 200 and something pounds. But you don't have to pay your fees, but you wouldn't get like stipends from the, you're not going to get stipends from the school. So I think I managed to talk about scholarships and then also how I got here. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're not going to get stipend from the school. The great thing about the UK is that you can work whilst you are a student. So you have 20 hours a week where you are allowed to work. You can't go more than that. So yeah, how did I get a supervisor is the second question. So to be honest, I did the normal like route. I sent emails to so many supervisors. I did follow up, but then I got a supervisor because Carol helped me. Carol is the lady who she's the professor who sent me the connection on LinkedIn I mentioned initially. So I was able to get the supervisor because of the help from Carol. So how could somebody get a supervisor is one, having an inside person. So I mentioned before in the thing I was talking about, the lady from the US that I've spoken to. So she gave me like inside information on the professors I can reach out to. So if you have an inside person, it helps. They can tell you reach out to this person, reach out to this person because they'll know who is busy, who is not busy, who is more open to taking students and who is not. So an inside person really helps. And then also just sending emails to professors. But that's mostly like, it's like throwing that like in the dark because you don't really know who is around and who is not around. From my experience here, the teachers, they have the lecturers, they have like a period of time where they are in the school. They are supposed to be in the school because they have classes. When they don't have classes, they do not come. They do not come to the school. So I assume some would check their emails even though they are not in school. But then because they are not really active, I think some of them might like ignore some of the ones that are not like school related or maybe project related. That is my assumption. So it's really great to have an inside person and also still continue to reach out to professors. I think one thing that really, really, really helps is having a paper. I didn't have a paper. I just got fortunate, like God made a way for me. But if you have the chance to work on a paper with somebody to be part of the paper, please take that chance because it's really, really, really going to give you an upper hand. Okay. And then I explained how I got my scholarship. I applied to the internal scholarship. I also applied to ESRC, but I have a friend who also applied. I know somebody who applied to ESRC, and they were told that it's very, very competitive. So they pick around like two students Yeah, two students. So that's what they told the person. So yeah, ESRC is very, very competitive. So I didn't get that one. There are also school projects. So if you go for mostly schools in the UK and schools in Europe, I don't really know about the US. If you go on the school's website and then you go to the department, if you are applying for a PhD and then you check the department, they have specific projects that specific professors are undertaking. Some are funded, some are not funded. So you can just go on there and check and apply to that project. You'll be required to submit a proposal um, concerning the project. So submit a proposal on the project. It already has the research question is already there, the research topic is already there. You just have to like submit your point of view. Like, this is what I would like to do, or this is how I'd like to contribute to the project. So that's another way of getting funding. If you are picked, then it means like your admission and then your funding is all together. You don't have to now come and worry about reapplying for funding. And also there are some websites where you can find schools that are that have projects and then they are looking for PhD students. So I will share the link to those. Oh wow. It's already okay. So I'll share the link in the chat box. So there's job.ac.uk, and then there's also find PhD. So these two websites, you can like find postings of PhD positions, projects, some funded, some not funded. So on there, you can find which ones are funded and you can apply to it. Also, there are some people certain people who are on LinkedIn, and also some are on YouTube, who provide advice on scholarship. They share scholarship opportunities. So I'm going to share them. Some of you might know some of them, some of you might not. So I'll just share them here. Sorry, there is the Fred effect. And he's active on YouTube. And there is Kingsford Onyina, and he is active on YouTube and LinkedIn. And then there is Omai Joseph. He is active on LinkedIn, but he also has a YouTube channel. I don't remember the name of the YouTube channel, but if you connect with him or if you follow him on LinkedIn, you're going to find his YouTube channel. There's also Joshua Benjamin, and he's active on LinkedIn. Forgive me if there are any typos. I'm just trying to be fast as possible. There's also Victor Agboga. He is Nigerian and he's active on LinkedIn and YouTube. Yeah. So, yeah. So these are some of the resources that can help you to find scholarship opportunities or funding opportunities. And let me see. Yeah. Scholarship funding. I think I've touched on everything. Another thing is somebody was asking how to transition from work to from school to work. And so here in the UK, for instance, my study is for 4 years, but my visa was given for 5 years. So, and my minimum is 3 years. So that means that if I am able to complete all the requirements for my 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 PhD in 3 years, I have 2 years extra on my visa. So within that time, I can be able to work. And so long as I'm able to get, I think, like sponsorship or something from the company or something. To be honest, I haven't really like looked into that because I'm just in my first year. So this year, I just want to be blissful in my ignorance. But yeah, but then, and then also there's this other thing that's called a skilled worker visa, and that you can get, um, you need sponsorship to be able to get it. So you have to be sponsored by, if you find, you have to find a job and they have to be willing to sponsor you. There are certain payments that come with it. But if they agree to sponsor you, you can get a visa for 5 years. That's for the skilled worker. And then also there is the global talent. The global talent is not attached to any specific worker, any specific company, or you have to have something to contribute to the country. So let's say you are an exceptional researcher, or you have some really exceptional skill, you can apply for the global talent. There are requirements for it. But if you Google like UK global talent, if you Google UK skilled worker visa, you're going to get all the specifics for these ones. So I hope I was able to touch on everything. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions. So my LinkedIn, oh sorry, I'm getting a feedback, it's throwing me off. My LinkedIn is Sandra Dede Asante. So just look for Sandra Dede Asante and you find me on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's everything. If anyone has any questions, I'm open to answering them to the best of my abilities.
Okay, can be heard clearly. Thank you so much for your time. It's really means a lot. It really means a lot, taking out your time and to share with us, you being a Ghanaian as well, and drawing from your experience and how you and information for people here who also aspire to go out of China to study or for other endeavors. So that is very good. That is very excellent. So those of you who have questions, we are going to be taking the uh, if you have questions that you may as well just hold on or write it down. We'll take the second speaker, and then after the second speaker, we'll give room for the Q&A so that each and every person can ask the question. Yeah, but just to I'll just ask one question, and then from there, I'll give the opportunity to Dr. Steven Safu to also come in. So I'm going to ask a question. This is a question myself, because you did mention about the if you have an inside person now, in case where someone doesn't have anybody, doesn't have any inside person in the UK, how what is the way forward for such a person?
Okay, you always have an inside person. That's God. So God is your first inside person. But if you don't know anyone in the school you're interested in, there's LinkedIn. Just go on LinkedIn and then search for your school, the school you are interested in, search for the school. You are going to get so many people. There are several occasions where I've looked for people using LinkedIn. Before I came to Jiaotong, I didn't know anyone who was attending Jiaotong. I was waiting to hear back from them. I wasn't hearing anything back from them. I was anxious. And then I went on LinkedIn. I just checked and then I found somebody. So if anyone is here and they attend XUS, they know Solomon. I found Solomon. I connected with him and then I started asking him questions. And he told me, actually, I know somebody from my church who is in your department. And you can talk to the person. He's doing his PhD here. Then Solomon connected me with Brother Atchison. So LinkedIn is the place for you. I know there are some people who are also active on X. I don't know if people like share their let's say institution of affiliation on X, but you can just do like a cross you can work with both. So let's say you go on LinkedIn, you find some people, you send them a request for connection. You can then, knowing their name, go on X and then check. I mean, some people don't use their real name on X, but then if you're fortunate, you might find somebody and then you can connect with them on X, send them a DM, and then go on from there. So if you don't have an inside person, that's how you get an inside person that people have spoken to, asked advice. I don't know anything about them. It's just LinkedIn. So yeah, don't sleep on LinkedIn.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dede. Wonderful. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. And yeah, we that's great. So we are going to be taking our second speaker. And I hope you are ready. I hope you are ready. I wanna here has to be active before I'm gonna introduce the second speaker. And the amazing thing is if you pay attention to this program, we had the opportunity to we get people from all angles. So we've gotten people who were here in China, who were one student who are now working and who are still here in China. And we've gotten people who are also now who were Ghanaians themselves, we thank God, and then they are now in other countries. And then now we have someone who is also a Ghanaian who was once in China, and that person went back home. So you see that it's a bundle, it's a whole package. I'm telling you, it's a whole package. So you are going to enjoy the point of view that is going to come from each all angles because we know people have their own people have people have different things they are supposed to do and we all cannot walk the same path. So it's important that when having such program we don't present one-sided. Are you getting it? So let me see in the chat box. Let me see in the chat box. I want to know. I'm seeing if there is any insight, any insight. Let me see some action in the chat box. Let me see some action in the chat box. Those of you just joining now, you can let us know where you are joining from, which city, which area. Let us know where you are joining from. Yes, let's know. Let's know. Let's know. I'm gonna be trying to check the chat box just a moment. Okay. Yeah, so we have people from Weifang. Great. People from Weifang. That's great. From Anhui chapter. Nice. Somebody said Ghana. Oh, wow. You are in Ghana. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Great. Yes. Okay. Which other areas? Let's see the areas you're from. Okay, so that's a lot. It's a lot. We are grateful to have such that opportunity. All right. So let me now introduce. Without much ado, I'm going to be introducing the speaker for the day. All right. So Jiangsu University, great, 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 great. All right, you guys should connect. I think this is a time for you to connect. Those of you who want to connect with people, like-minded people, you may as well just maybe leave your what you are doing, your area in the group, your name, and then maybe what you are doing. All right, so Dr. Stephen Safo Eduyeboa is a senior member and lecturer in the Department of Management, School of Business, University of Cape Coast, UCC, Ghana. Stephen is also a founding management member and staff of the University of Cape Coast, Kumasi campus. Stephen is currently the head coordinator of distance education programs for the University of Cape Coast in the Ashanti region. He doubles as the head coordinator for business programs at the Kumasi campus of the University of Cape Coast. And then Dr. Stephen is also the overseas communication ambassador for the Anhui Provincial People's Government, China. Stephen is an international entrepreneur and a businessman. Great. Mr. Stephen earned his PhD in Management Science and Engineering from Hefei University of Technology, Hefei, which is in Anhui Province, China. Master of Education in Teaching in Higher Education from University of Cape Coast, Ghana. Master of Business Administration in Accounting from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana. And then Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting from the Christian Service University, Kumasi, Ghana. And then Dr. Stephen joined UCC in September 2024 as a lecturer. Before joining the UCC fraternity, he served as the national president of the National Union of Ghanaian Students, NUGS China, from 2023 to 2024. Okay, and then he was also the chapter president of NUGS, the National Union of Ghanaian Students, that is the Anhui province. And Dr. Stephen Safo Eduyeboah has played different leadership roles in many research and capacity development programs and projects, both locally and internationally. He has attended several conferences and published several articles. Dr. Stephen Safo Eduyeboah research interests include management and administration, corporate sustainability, corporate governance, organizational behavior, change management, production and operation management, project and strategic management, innovation and technology management, ESG and sustainable development. Dr. Stephen Safo Eduyeboah is a scholar, practitioner, passionate about improving the quality of education and student learning outcomes in Africa. His global engagement with colleagues in educational institutions across the world are supported through collaborative research, innovative pedagogy, and impactful community engagement. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to humbly welcome our Dr. Stephen Safo. Doctor, please, the floor is yours. Let us receive from you. Warm welcome, Doctor.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Presido. Please, I hope I can be heard.
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Okay, so thank you. Okay, great. So I would like to first of all thank the executives of NUGS Anhui chapter for the privilege given me to do a presentation of my story. But before I start, I would also like to respectfully honor in the midst of us a senior and a former national president in the person of Dr. Bembafo. And I know there are quite a number of former national executives here. Please, I would like to stand on the protocols already established and welcome you all. Thank you for making time to join. Before I start anything, my story started from a wrong footing. But with time, I decided to find my way out. And I would love that all of us here today will listen to my story very well and learn a lot from it. Whichever stage that you find yourself now, trust you me, after 8-9 years in China, I've also gone through. My story started from a dying man who wanted me to achieve something in life and advised me that even though you are working in Bank of Ghana, Commercial Bank, God Bank of Ghana, I still think academia will go a long way to help you. So go into academics, go and lecture, go and teach. Wow, somebody who just started from Internal Revenue, the now Ghana Revenue Authority, went through to Commercial Bank, went through, got appointment, and now I was taking care, 6 months in Bank of Ghana, I was taking care of a sick man, a professor, and he said, go into academia. That is where you find a very good future. Wow, I was shocked. How would I go to academia? Because by then I had my first degree and I had not even done my master. I don't know, I think that time I was doing my first master's in Xi'an University, yes. So I had to work my way out. let me cut the story short. All said and done, I got an opportunity through selfless and voluntary work in Kumasi Technical University. I think their distance education program. Yes, so I took the opportunity and I decided to work there without no salary, anything, stop Bank of Ghana, and then engage myself in academic services where I went in for free. It was a very serious decision, but I never give up. Okay, so 5, 6 months working there, I was called by the director that you are a hardworking guy. The opportunities that we normally have from China and other countries. If you are interested, we'll give you one. That was where my story starts. So I arrived in Chengdu in the year 2016, September, and my journey started in University of Electronic Science and Technology. When I arrived, because initially I was thinking that Ghana is difficult, things are not working. Even I was a contract staff in Bank of Ghana, commercial bank. I did contract later. They wanted to put me on the permanency work, and then they couldn't do it. So I was frustrated, like most of you. I know. So when I arrived in Chengdu, wow, I'm not going back to Ghana again. This word Ghana, I don't want to hear it again. So I was doing things and planning my way with other colleagues, not only myself, with my other colleagues in Chengdu. Most of our plans were we wanted to start the masters. When we are about finishing, we would then leave and go and start another masters. Then later after, I have my first masters from K University. So later when things are getting, then I apply for PhD to get more years. And after that, I can do Chinese, stay long in China and all that. I know most of you are doing that. If you're on a, please stop. So now life began for me in Chengdu. Then why is the cursor not working? Sorry. Good. So life began for me in Chengdu. So these are my motivations. I'll start with my PowerPoint. I was motivated to come to China because I know I'll get an overseas education. Also, decided to come to China because I know my global ambitions and exposure will be gotten. The basic purpose was schooling. I know with schooling in China, I mean, the academic system is well structured. International students are well connected with an environment that they will not get in China, in Ghana here. The international academic environment is so beautiful. Then I decided that it's good that I travel outside and come to China because I know I'll get supervisor student mentorship. And then their research level is also that high. And I'll also get high top laboratories and facilities to also study in. These are some of the thoughts and motivations that I got to travel to China. I know most of you here also have same. When I arrived in China, I noticed that there are quite a number of scholarships. I was lucky to get the CSE scholarship. In Chengdu, I got it. So I was getting, that time, how much was it? I think 2005, yes, for masters. I think it's still 2005. I don't know the current number that has changed or it's still same. So I was getting 2005. Alongside that one, I was doing some part-time jobs. I don't pay illegal part-time jobs. Let me put it that way. And we were just doing fine. So I thought going back is a big mistake, and I didn't want to do it. Some of you come here with partial scholarships, others get partial and had to sponsor themselves. I know that all of you, especially the masters and the PhD students, you definitely have a scholarship one way or the other. It doesn't matter the kind of scholarship that you have now. What matters is what next. So now these are the scholarship advantage that I've listed. You get free accommodation, free tuitions, stipends are coming. So if care is not taken, you lose out on yourself. I lost out on myself because I was receiving money and I was also working in Chengdu. Now, these are the realities that set in, and all of you are going through this. You can't say no to it. And it's not going to end now and it will never end tomorrow or in future. This is China. They know what they are doing. So please decide and decide where. Like I said, and then the president said, take your time, be patient, listen to our stories, and learn from them and make a very good decision for yourself. Now, I went through a lot of limitations. I mean, renewing visa for me was difficult. Sometimes they'll give you yearly visa. Every year in China, you have to get a reason to live there. So when they give you 2 years, you're not able to finish. You have to explain why you couldn't finish for another visa again. And there are a lot of restrictions on this visa. And then residency constraints here and there. And you see, when you are studying with a Chinese student, they give them that opportunity to get company or industrial exposure. But we, the international student, we don't get same. Now, most of you are working with lecturers, supervisors, professors who can't speak English. So they don't even they don't want you to get close. It's normal everywhere. Now, most of you, to those who have lecturers and then the lecturers can speak the English, they normally will meet the Chinese more than you. Pay attention to the Chinese because the Chinese are their resourcemen and they know that they are their resources of which when they finish, they are going to be an asset to them. They know. But we Ghanaians, as strong as you are and as strong as we are able to pull through, even with the little assistance from your professor. I know most of you, you are doing 90%, lecturers are doing 10%. It is the same everywhere. The value is the same. But keep on. So you get restricted opportunities. You are limited in your research direction. When I arrived in China, at a certain point in time, I wanted to do something about the Chinese destroying Africans' land, our environment, and then the CSR that the Chinese government ought to give to us. That was what I wanted to research on. But I was not allowed. Okay. Now my topic was changed and I was given a different direction of which you have to do it. If you don't do it, now he's the one giving you the scholarship. We sign for you, approve for you. So you have to accept it like that. Now the hardship, it's everywhere. Like they said, the language barrier. Some of us, we are lucky. We learned the language and we got it. So the language was not a barrier. So much initially was a barrier because I stayed in Chengdu from 2016 to 2019. So 2019, 2020, that was why I moved to FA Chengdu, FA Anhui. So within 3 years, I was not good at Chinese. I was like the day trying to use sign language and all that to get things done. So I pulled through, and adapting to the cultural needs was also very difficult. And social isolation is just normal. All of you, sometimes you get dejected, you are there, you don't have friends, you don't have anybody to attend to. It's normal. We all went through it. I went through it. It got to a stage where there was so much academic pressure, I didn't know what to do. Sometimes you wake up, you know you are tired, but you have to go back. But once, whatever that you do, the professor will tell you this is not enough because of their level, because of how they are trained. And where we are coming from, we are not so much good with research. So when you get there and then the pressure begins to come, you will feel it. That was what I went through. Some of you too are going through financial constraints. I was on scholarship, so I didn't really feel that part. But most of you are feeling it. I know most of you are not even on partial scholarship. The partial scholarship is just a little. And some of you, those doing undergraduate, you are not on scholarship at all. So I know you are going through a lot. So with this setting the pace for me, I did 4 whole wasted years in Chengdu because I didn't want to go. In my mindset, Ghana was difficult and I have to stay, find a way, delay my stay in China, forgetting that the more I delayed in China and the more I waste years in China, the more my age is also going up and I'm doing wasted years and I'm affecting my future, which will in turn affect my future. So I continued life in Chengdu as I thought. Then in the year 2019, I realized that no, to what extent will I continue to decide that I want to stay in China and China and China? Something happened. Now we went for a job. I was on the job. I'd worked with this company for about 3 years. And all of a sudden I was there and then they came and said they don't need me again and that they've gotten a white person. That was where reality started setting in. Came home very sad, but decided to think deep. The word is think deep. Then I began this. These are the points that I will be taking you throughout my story because I've told you 3 to 4 wasted years because I didn't want to come to Ghana. I was just trying to find my way in China. Now, God being so good, in 2019, I began thinking normal. I then decided that I'm sharing my story. So I'm talking to myself. If you are same and you can also relate to yourself, it's fine. But to me, I then decided I know I have to finish this academic milestone. I have to have a career vision that I'm carving for myself, working towards it. I have to come back home. How do I come back home? What are the steps that I need to take? So I started thinking clearly on what to do. Then I decided that fine, I have masters. So I have another chance again. I can't go back to Ghana because once I travel back to Ghana, my value is still the same. Nothing has changed. Because I was not, I remember I even deferred my program on campus, went to stay in a certain village in Denya, those in Kendu, or there are a place called Menya and Denya, because of that, because I didn't want to come. So I find a certain way, deferred it, went there to live there for about 1 whole year. I know most of you will not be able to do it, but I was able to pull through, convince my professor, and I went to live there because I want to, accumulate years and stay in China. Then after those 3, 4 years, 2019, 2020, I find myself another opportunity in Hefei University of Technology, where I then decided to build a strategy to be able to achieve something for myself. In that story of mine, I started as a PhD student there. And because I knew I've wasted so many years in China and I've never seen any progress in my life, jumping, getting CSE and all that, eating money, spending money, wearing big clothes, buying big shoes. And you see, at that time when I was in Chengdu, if Chengdu, some of the students or seniors are still around, some of them will tell you, I was not even that serious with NUGS. Oh, when we are going to play games, I was there. When NUGS is going to do parties, I was there, but engaging in NUGS activities, getting committed, trying to participate well, even dues, it was difficult for me to pay that 200 or 100 renminbi. I've forgotten the amount that we used to pay them, but I didn't want to pay. But that was not the problem. In my mindset, I was thinking that the group, what is the group doing for me? What is NUGS doing for me? Then when I came to Chengdu, like I said, sorry, Hefei, then I just knew I have to build another strategy and I have to go back home. This is not my home. This is not where I was born. And these people are not willing to accept us. They are not willing to keep us. No matter how long I stay here, I can never be a permanent Chinese or a citizen of China. So I have to plan, come back home to my home country, because even right from the onset, their vision for us all, I didn't say mission, I said their vision for us all is that you come and study, come back to your country. That is it. So even when you are applying for a visa, and you state that you are going to study, and after studies you stay in China, they will not give you the visa. Doesn't matter the scholarship that you are holding. But you tell them, oh, I'm going to stay when I finish, in your statement of purpose, that when I finish, I'm going to bring the resource, the knowledge, the experience that I've gotten to Ghana to build my country. They'll quickly give it to you. So right from day one, please, you are not welcome 100% fully in China. So take it from me. You are going to study. When you finish studying, please, I'm pleading with you, come back home. The reason is that all of us here, I know that most of us here are above the age of 25. Now, the employable age in Ghana, it's below 40. So if you're above 40, it means that there is a problem that you might face when you decide to come back home. I am using my life as an advice for all of you, that I was able to discover myself after 4 wasted years. I don't know about you, how many years you have stayed in China. Most of you, I believe you've stayed in China for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Some of you, because of pressure and because of those psychological reversed mindset of Ghana is hard, Ghana is difficult, I will not come back home. You are even pushing yourself into illegal stay in China, which is going to cost you. Please come home. If you are above 20 or within 25 and above, if you are from 25 up, when you finish, don't travel to any country. Don't stay in China. Come. There are a lot of jobs in Ghana. Now, I have projected something. When you complete school, either master's or PhD, your value is not the same. How you left Ghana to China is not the same when you return back to Ghana. Your academic value, your social value, your knowledge value, every value that you can see or you can think about is not the same. So you've gotten, see, the benefit of the foreign training that we all going through is that you have an enhanced academic and professional credibility. Now you will start thinking global. You have that global mindset. You not think local. Your focus is that you are now an international person and you have international networks. You have already established yourself wherever that you find yourself. I know you have some Chinese friends, you have some Chinese professors, you have businessmen and women that you have contacted in China. So you are global now. You see, and when you come home, you stand tall. All the universities in China, I mean, the government accredited universities in China, they are all above the universities in Ghana. Now, I am in UCC, University of Cape Coast. We are the best. We are number 1, both in Ghana, West Africa, and number 11 in the world, in Africa. Now, I am saying that there is no university. If I say there is no university in Ghana, there is no university in Ghana that supersedes any university in China, you should believe me. So when you come, you get an advantage over those who are completing in Ghana, or those who have completed in Ghana. And by then, because of how the Chinese are training us, when we come, our research and innovation capacity is also very high and evident. Okay, so I've already talked about your international networks and collaborations. And when you finish and you want to come, I'm encouraging you that come. Don't let anybody deceive you. Come because there are a lot of opportunities back home. I didn't state that I'm only going to talk about how to come and how to work, come to Ghana and work in being a lecturer, work in the university. No, I've listed so many jobs here. Now you get a lot of private and government junior high colleges and secondary schools to work in. The problem that we get before we arrived in Ghana is that we set high standards for ourselves, high salary packages for ourselves. With myself, I was receiving 2,005 RMB in Chengdu. In Hefe, let me even talk about Hefe. Now, Hefe, I was PhD CSE again. I was receiving 3,005 RMB. And at the same time, I was also working. I think my salary was close to 15 or 16,000. So put the two together. When you put them together, you are getting close to, that's 2005 plus 16. That's you. I mean, if you don't take it, you're getting around 18,000 there. So sometimes I get 18,000, maybe 19,000. I put all my resources together. And as I then, the exchange, the dollar exchange was ×2. So if I multiply, even if I'm taking 15,000 RMB a month, and I multiply, I'm getting 30,000. And with 30,000, there is no job in Ghana that can pay 30,000 salary to me when I arrive in Ghana. So it will deceive me in the temporal, in the short term. In the short term, you will be deceived. But in the long term, it will cost you. So there are university lecturing jobs, there are civil and public services that you can also engage yourself in. There are consultancies and advisory positions that you can also partake in. Now, there are also entrepreneurship business lines that you can go into. Myself, I decided to come back home after my PhD because I knew that as the more I stay in China, the more I lose value, the more my age, everything will be going up, and the more the future is unclear. Because most of you working in China, I'm telling you, the future will never be unclear for you, that you are so certain that this job, nothing will move me from it. This job, I'm going to work till I get to my 60s. Nobody in China can tell me that. If you are from Africa, I didn't say from Ghana because the other nationals here, nobody can tell me that. And Chinese too, once we are young like this is the reality. Once we are young like this, they need you. When you work with them for about 10 years, your value goes down, your thinking goes, everything goes, because now we are young, fresh. But when you enter your 50s, instead of them to be promoting you, they will keep you there. You don't really go through a certain progression or promotional line when you are working in Chinese institutions. Your salary, everything will keep at where it is. Nothing will change. Now, coming back home, I have been recognized so much, internationally recognized. So now, because I traveled to China, now my international recognition is there. And when I came back home, that respect is also very high. I've gotten so much knowledge, wisdom, and then I've gotten so much training. So when I come back, I'll be able to, when I came back, I'm also referring to when you come back. And when I came back, I was able to apply the resources that I've gotten, the trainings that I've got, the experience that I've gotten, I was able to apply it in UCC. I don't know where you find yourself in future, but trust you me, when you come and you find yourself in any sector, the sectors that I mentioned, you'll be an exceptional person or resource person within. Now, leadership opportunities just open up to you because we go through a lot in China. All of you, I know you are going through a lot. The pressure is so much. And that pressure, after you staying in it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, will become your natural attitude. It will just be part of you. Some of us, we hardly sleep at night. Some of us, we are always in the office working hard. Our training is different from those who are trained in Ghana. So you have a plus. The things that are going on, probably all the things that you are going on, please, it's part of the process. Go through it, but when you finish, don't stay there. Come, because they are all invisible values that have been carved within you that you can't see outside, but they are within. And you start working in any organization, they will start showing up. Now, when you come back home, you'll be so much recognized that in family, you receive so much honor and pride. Your roles will increase. Everybody would like to bring something to you, reconnect to you, or ask of your opinion. They are going to treat you special when you come back home. Now, when you come back home, you'll be able to reconnect to those friendships. I've come this far because of the friends that I kept. And I'm going to teach you all the strategy. So when I finished and I came back home, I was able to expand my professional networks. Somebody who asked that you just came 2024 September, you got an appointment. I didn't even start on that very time. I had to come back, prepare myself, go back again in 2025 January. That was where I had to come back to Ghana fully. So I arrived fully in Ghana in January 2025. Now, 1 year down the lane, I don't know whether you took time off to listen to the profile that was read. What I'm trying to say is that you are valuable and you are needed in Ghana more than any other country or more than any other place in this world. Please, just a moment, please. Thank you very much. When you come back home, you have so many alumni that you can interact with and will be willing to open doors for you. Your capacity building is so high that wherever that you find yourself, it doesn't matter how small the place is, you'll be doing so well. You stand out. Like I said, the pressure your professors are giving you, your school is giving you, all that, they are training you. In fact, you are going through that training that you will not get it anywhere in the world. You will not get this training anywhere. Continue it. Don't give up. Don't complain. Go through everything that they are taking you. When you finish, come back. You will stand out. You will be special. When you meet or when you have meetings and then you meet your other colleagues, your thinking capacity is different. The idea that you bring on board is special. Your leaders that you work under will love you. That is what is happening to me now. So within 1 year, I've experienced a lot of promotions. It's not normal, but credit all to God and specifically to also the training that I received in China. So it's good you're also at the same place, the same page with me. Let's continue our journey. Now, Wait just a moment. Okay, so we are continuing our journey. Good. In all of this, I want you to know that God is with us all. God has not given up on us. So, with divine guidance and protection from God, you'll be able to go through when you arrive in Ghana. When I arrived in Ghana, even before coming, I got the employment whilst I was in China. So the employment was not something that I got when I arrived in Ghana. Please take it from me. And I'm going to take us through how to secure this before you come back home. So, like I said, go through the hardship and make sure that you are not giving up. You have to have strength in God that will take you through the hardship. I know most of you, even 1 square meal a day is difficult. You've been there before. I've seen people go through it before. So you are not exceptional. Take your time. Have a vision. Have a purpose-driven success plan that you are carving for yourself. Now, these are the nuggets that I'm going to share with all of you. This is my real story. The next 3 or 2 pages are my really, in fact, they are the real story that I want to share with you. They are the real point that I want you all to take from me. Now, I said I name it result-oriented or achievable practicalities for a successful transition home. Please pay attention to the next 2 or 3 slides. They are the magic trick. If you're in China now and you think that traveling to the UK is easy or is the easiest, but you are just making fun of yourself. You are just trying to, you see, once you go there, you are restarting all over again. It's a restart for you. But when you come to Ghana, it's not a restart. You'll be rising. In Ghana, you are up there, you are continuing, and even you've risen. But when you go to UK, when you go to US, when you go to other countries, even when you decide to stay in China, you are reversing the whole process again. You have to restart all over. Now, these are the tricks that I used, and it worked for me. I know it will also work for you. Pay attention and let's go through. In the next 10 minutes, I'll be finishing. I said, first of all, join associations like NUGS China. I know the other associations, but mine was NUGS China. It was NUGS China which opened me up to the world. I was good. I was going to the lab. I was doing every other thing that every normal student in China would do and all that. But NUGS China paved the way for me. Most of you are in your cities, provinces, and stuff. You don't even pay close attention to NUGS China. NUGS China is the secret. Do you know why? Politicians, when they come and they get in touch with the embassy, the next people they would love to meet are the students. Because they know that the number of Ghanaian students in China is more than those working. According to the statistics that when I was the national president, the embassy gave me, we are the largest. Okay, so now the focus is more on the student than any other group. I know they are working group. I mean, the workers, they are there. So when you join NUGS or when you join any association, be committed and participate well in the activities. That was the reality that dawned on me when I got to Hefei. So in Hefei, I started paying more attention to NUGS. In Hefei, I started getting committed to NUGS things. And those who were there, some of them who saw me will testify, or they can say it now, that I took the union as my private entity or private something that I have created, spent so much on it, both financial, I mean, physical, anything that I could spend, my time, energy, anything that you can mention. Then I decided that at the point I will also go for the leadership positions in those unions. So whichever union or association that you are joining, don't run away from leadership. When the executive positions are open, please go for it. You see, the truth is that I stated at the second point, I stated something. I said, take leadership positions within the association. Opportunities open from top to bottom. Don't think that you, the member, you will get an opportunity faster or quicker than the president. You are lying. Or the leaders. Now listen, when the embassy want to deal with people and when there are opportunities, they don't communicate to the normal members or the general public or the general students in China. They will first communicate to the national executives. The national will communicate to the chapter executives, then to be coming down like that. So if it's one or two of you, before it gets down, it has finished. So sometimes you don't even hear it. I'm not saying that I got my opportunity from the embassy. I'm just stating the reality. So I expect more members of NUGS to be coming for national executives. In 2015 and 2016, Senior Bemba for Senior, I greet you, he's here. During their time, it was a struggle. It was like recently the MPP elections, Kennedy, you have to work, campaign, go through region, provinces, city by city, province by province to win the national. It was very tough because everybody knew that that place, there was a trick or there's a magic there. Same applies to the chapter. If any leader, any executive person, the embassy, they are coming to the chapter or they are coming to the provincial level or they are coming to your city, they will not contact you, the member, they will contact the leaders there. So I'm advising that when such opportunities opens up, don't sit and decide that I will not even go for it. This one is not me. It's not for me. Leadership is not my star. Businessmen and women have been coming to China. Most of you, the moment they contact you from Ghana, you charge them. When you come, I will take this from you. When you come, I will do this. And most of you are not willing to help them at all. Once they are not willing to pay, you don't want to help them. With me, my story is that I provided myself, in fact, the two, I think I just added one, lines of businesses that I'm running privately. I got the tactics, the tips from people that I helped in Guangzhou and the Wuxi. I used my own money to pick the train there, decided to support them, take them to translate for them for free. Now, I'm not saying that if you have the money, fine. If you don't have the money, just be sincere with them. Even tell them that they should just take care of your transportation, your train. Don't say flight. It's very expensive. Go through the train system. It's very cheap. Go there, go and assist them for free. When you finish, just the thank you is enough. You have, is the moment you do that, you have putting them in a certain corner that in future when you need help and you call them, they can't say no to you. If you want to go into their line of business, they can't say no to you. And you see some of us, whilst we are with them, going around with them in Guangzhou, Wuxi and all that, the place that you can mention of, to assist them, to translate for them, to help them buy their things, we were also studying their business. So the first two businesses that I started, I didn't contact them back again. I used to talk to them, and then once you're working with them, they will be telling you what the opportunities in Ghana, how much they are making, the profit value, and all that. They will be sharing all these things with you and areas that they have been doing and they think the thing can sell well. These are businessmen who are locally here in Ghana, so they know that they have been doing business their whole life. And they will give you this for free. But you have to, first of all, go in for free to get this for free. So I was learning from them, and I also was helping elderly people. FA didn't have a lot of elderly. I'm talking about old men and women who just want PhD. Some are lecturers, but they just want to come and do PhD. Probably most of you have some in your universities. Help them, assist them. Sometimes they want to send you, go. Because back home, they are the big men. They are there. They are the deans. I'm using academia because I'm in academia. I'm using academia. Okay, help them for free. If they send you, go. It will not take anything from you. If you don't think that you are all co-equals in university because they are there, you are there, we are co-equals, we go for the same lectures, we are in the same class, we are same. No, you are not the same. You can fall on those people to come to Ghana and work quick and free. Okay, so that is what I did. Now, avail yourself to also assist Ghanaians in China. Help people, assist them. If they need support, provide for them. Don't think that I'm a Ghanaian. I don't want to be free with any Ghanaian. Ghanaians backbite other Ghanaians. Ghanaians say bad things about this. So there are people like that. You see, I was a national president. Whatever that I'm saying, I know people are like that. There are people who have decided that they will never associate themselves with any Ghanaian. It's a wrong note. These are things that I did, and at the end of the day, when I decided to come back home, I had about 8 or 9 appointment letters waiting for me to choose one. You said there is no job, you are lying. There are plenty of jobs. But you see, the truth is, people are already on queue. People already in Ghana looking for jobs. You are not the first. No. And you will not be the last. People are here. So what are you doing? Or what will you do to make your case special before the leader, before the decision maker, before the one who has the final say, the final probably authority to say, I want this from that. And don't be deceived, your certificate is nothing. Forget about your certificate. Now, organizations all over the world have gone past certificate. They want the reality. Who are you? Okay, so let's do all these things. The fifth point is be friends with them. Not long ago, I saw Elder, I think the Jospon or something, the Jospon company had a meeting with NUGS China. How well are you capitalizing on that opportunity? Make friends with those people. They are decision makers, they are employers. Now, all the people that I invited them for NUGS China activity, you can mention their name, talking about Professor Yaira, Professor Michael Bachi-Adam, who was UNESCO Director General, talking about Oforiata, Ken Oforiata, talking about a lot of the people that I brought up. When I finished, you were all willing to employ me. Anybody that I got in touch with through NUGS, you were willing to employ me. Why? Because I went to them with a heart of services, free services, serve them. Sometimes I would travel from Hefei to Chengdu, from Hefei to Beijing, from Hefei to Shanghai, just to go and meet leaders and assist them. Now, my next point is that now I don't know where this thing came from. Dr. Ben Balfour is here, he will say it. In the year 2015, 2016, or before 2019, people used to send people's things home or back home for free. Oh, I'm going to Ghana, I'm going home. Oh, please, can you take this shoes? Go and give it to my son, my daughter. Oh, can you take this for me for free? And that's how we're living. The brotherhood was strong. It was not charging 100 kwa. This one, even when somebody wants to send a pen drive, 50 kwa, 100 kwa. If a shoe, go and give this one to my daughter. Once you are charging me, when you come, how will I open doors for you? How will I decide to help you? I would never. Oh, please, I have this laptop that I wanted to come back home. Also, President, oh, sorry, oh, please, I'll take 200 remember. When you are applied, oh, please, I'm looking for a job. I will not mind you. I've paid you off. You took money. You see, don't let money lead you. Please, this Tenusha, I don't know how you're going to probably oppose it because it's a bad thing that is working now in China. You have to do things of there's free space. And in my whole 8 years, 9 years in China, I never charged anybody 1 RMB for space. No, you will never get me. When I'm coming back home or traveling from Ghana to China, and I think that I have free space, I will just announce or probably contact people, then take their things, bring to them for free. And some of them, when I completed, I could, oh, yes. And sincerely speaking, by the time that I got to Ghana, I had my appointment ready, not just one, about 8 or 9. But when I intentionally went to them, they were willing, oh, yes, so then let me take you to my boss. Let me take you to this. That was Steve, I'll help you. Just simple assistance, open doors for you. Target 2 or 3 companies. Work for them for free whilst you are in China. Connect them. Decide that you're going to work for them. Target any company that you think you can work in there. Work for them for free. Don't charge anything. Support them if they need any link. Sometimes you have to go and look for the link and then bring it to their doorsteps. You see, there are students in Gansu. I'm just mentioning some names, but others too, they are there who get opportunity, work in the international office, think that they are Chinese now, forget themselves. Even when you go to them, University of Cape Coast, University of Ghana, they want partnership. No, 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 no. The Ghanaians will block it. Before 2019, Chinese didn't know that there's a difference between HND and degree. Our own Ghanaians taught them. So at first, those who applied 2015, 2014, 2016, even 2017, if you used HND, they will give you masters. But now, our own people went there and taught them. I even taught them first class, second class, and those things. They taught them. They didn't know. So we, the Ghanaians, are our own enemies. And we are blocking the universities. Now, I helped UCC to secure 6 partnerships in China. I helped Lugon to secure 3 partnerships. I helped K University to secure 7 partnerships. So when I was ready, called the vice chancellors, they were willing to help. I used to meet their academic or faculty staffs in different cities, different provinces, use my own money to pick trains just to connect with them, bond with them, because I'm coming back home. I one day fall on them. When I come and my plans fail, I will go to them, they will help me. Or if I think I don't have any plan, I'll go to them, they'll help me. And truth be told, truly, I called all of them. Well, when I decided that this time it's over for me in China, I'm coming home. When I called all of them, they made appointments ready. Please, there are a lot of jobs in Ghana. Whoever tells you that there is no job is lying. How are you treating the process? It's a doing meeting. I don't want to rush it. You have to do something. You have to work your way into the institution or the organization. Some of you, not long ago, I was discussing with Professor Boachi Adom, who is also internationally recognized, working in UNESCO. He said there's a project. He met the student, even told them that he wants students to be on the project, and so that you can. None of you have contacted him. See you. And sometimes when you publish it, the advantage that Chinese we study in China, we have is that we start publishing in level, I think, sorry, masters publish, PhD publish. So once masters publish, PhD publish, find a professor if you want to work in the universities in Ghana, the tertiary universities in Ghana, the colleges in Ghana, any other academic sector in Ghana. The lecturers, the teachers, they need publications. Future them for free. When you get a paper, just call them. Please, I have this paper, I have this project. Can we work on it? Can that? And you see, when you finish, they will open the door for you. And the ninth point is what I want to end with it. The ninth point is that when make sure you are linking your university to a company, a university, an organization in Ghana. And when they are coming to sign the MOU, let them state in it that they would, you see, when they come like that and partner your university, they are looking for scholarships. All the Ghanaian universities are looking from foreign universities as scholarship packages and projects. As for Ghana, we don't have money. And as for those outside, they have the money, they have the package, they have everything. So because they have the money, you see, once you are the leader or once you are in control of things, you can decide certain things for the lesser. So you link your university to the universities in Ghana organizations. Just tell them that in that clause, they should try as much as possible to employ. Now, they bring their lecturers there for free to do or to continue their academics on scholarship. So in return, they should also recruit some of them who are not already working with them, but some of the students who graduate would like to work in that organization or institution. They should pick some of them. It should be stated in the clause so that when you finish, you can capitalize on that. Once you capitalize on that, they will recruit you. But all these opportunities will come to your doorstep, then you close that up. I saw so many of them. I know what I'm saying. Now, this is the hard truth. There is nowhere like home, Ghana. Your peace of mind is very important. Your progression in life is seen when you come back home. It's so evident. Now, I started as a lecturer. I know in the next 3 years, I'm going to be a senior lecturer. I know in the next 3 years, I'm going to be an associate professor. I'm able to identify it. I'm able to say it. I'm able to define it. When you decide to travel anywhere in the world, or maybe stay in China, this definition, you can't say it. Can't say you are working in a Chinese company in the next 2, 3 years, you are this, in the next, no, you can't. But Ghana here, not only in the academic sector, in the government sector, is there. In the private sector, is there. Long services pays for promotion. Okay, so once it's paving those ways for you, you are going to be more profitable. And your economic value, once you be going up, once you are rising through the ranks, your economic value is also going up. I wanted to do a small calculation, but my time is up. I wanted to do a small economic calculations with you to let you know that it is a lie to say that you stay in China is more profitable than we stay in Ghana. You don't even come close. No matter who the person is in China. Economically, I could have put in things down to let you know that working in Ghana is more profitable. So much profit, so much benefit in the now and in the future. Now, doing business from Ghana to China helps you and helps the business to operate more, grow more than you operating from China to Ghana. There are a lot of avenues that when you are working from Ghana to China, you can capitalize on than you working from China to Ghana. Now, those who are in China, who are setting business up, those who said they work on work visa and those stuff, certain company and stuff, most of them are into shipment. Now, you ask yourself, the shipment, is it the Chinese who are going to ship to Ghana or we, the Ghanaians, who are going to ship to Ghana? How many Ghanaians are in China? If you're a market woman and a business person, you have to look at the market that you're going to serve. Now, the larger market there are Chinese. If you decide to stay in China, ask yourself, a business that you've set up or you want to set up, would they patronize it? Now, lastly, your retirement age is of much essence. Please, I beg you, take decisions that can help you to secure your retirement age so that in your old age, you don't have to continue to suffer. I've shared with you how I was able to go through and some of the difficulty challenges that I went through as a student, the benefits that you coming home will do or probably create for you. And I know I've also mentioned 2 steps that you can take to transition back home successfully. Thank you so much for this opportunity and time. I really appreciate, and I hope the president can take over from me. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, Doctor, thank you so much for your sharing. That was a lot. That was really a lot. Yeah, so I'm sure that people have been able to get a few inspiration from there. The perspective, like I said, we all are not called to walk the same path, and so it's necessary that people who also who have the desire to go back to their countries. At the end of the day, we are not going to remain in someone's country forever. Are you seeing it? So we have to have at the back of our mind that we have to build in our country. We have to develop our country. No matter where you go, that is your roots. You see, that is your roots. So it's important that we have that in mind. No matter where you go to acquire resources, you experience everything. At the end of the day, when all is said and done, you see, where would you want your, as somebody would say, where would you want your grave to be? Are you getting it? Where would you want your grave to be? That's deep. So for questions, if you have any questions, kindly ask, so that if any question that may be okay. So I've seen that Emmanuel has raised his hand, so I'm going to give him the opportunity to ask his question. Because of time, try to go straight to the point. If you have
Can,
to write your question, just go straight. Yeah. Mr.
can I
Emmanuel,
be
please
heard?
speak. Yes, you can be heard.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator, and kudos to our former president. In fact, I have seen NUGS president. Oh, I'm Emmanuel. I'm talking from Johnson University. I've seen NUGS presidents before, but he is quite exceptional. Apologies to the current leadership. But you are doing your best. But honestly, Dr. Steve, I always rate everyone with him as a standard. He's a true definition of a servant leader. And he has shared with us wonderful. Maybe, for instance, I'm also sharing a story, a simple story, just to back what he said. Although after my master's, I could have started PhD straight away, but my old man insisted I should return home and get a job, secure a job. Now, all the 4 people who linked me to the same job were people I freely assisted. They were all people who were already working in universities in Ghana. One of them, maybe just helping him to buy something online for free. Another, I sacrificed to actually escort him on the day he was leaving China to the airport. And you all know that it's a place like Shanghai. The flight leaves at midnight. I slept at the airport because I couldn't get a train back at my own expense. Guess what? When I go to Ghana, this man will call the other and they linked up with their own 4 friends. And could you imagine that the pro VC of the university I'm working with, I didn't know that he was even their friend, and he was also an old student of my current university. So sacrificing and helping one another really helps. And he talked about even just the thing that we've now made, even taking things, supporting people one another, maybe take this little thing for me back home has become a business for people. Well, people say the business, but the one I feel sad to even talk about. In 2016, 2017, we started this money swapping thing to help ourselves. But unfortunately, people hijacked it and hoarded the money and made it more like business, to the extent that right now, it's even difficult for some people to even get. These are all things, if I know that this is who you are, and these are things you are doing. When you want a job back home, and I can say, I want, I'm a Christian, yes, but and others will hold it against you. So God's principle is people, and He will use people to bless you. So let's see, check how we relate to people. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the that's great. Yeah. Any other question? Any other question? Great. Okay.
Okay,
If there
hello,
are,
President. A
yes,
quick
yes.
one. Yes. So there are about two Chinese companies in Ghana, very big companies. They just want a translator, somebody who studied in
They
China
just
before.
want a translator.
There's a feedback. Sorry. Please, you okay now? Can you hear me? They just want a translator in Ghana here. If you have completed and you want wish to come home, they are willing to pay you, provide
Yeah, we can hear
accommodation for you.
they're willing to pay
And
you, provide
um,
accommodation.
by the grace of God, you can contact me or the former national organizer, Nanake. Okay. A lot of jobs are available. So when you are willing to come home, let's know. Like I said, contact us early, plan early, decide early. Don't wait till the last period before you call and say, I've arrived in Ghana. Can you link me up and all that? And start something because somebody is close helping. So, like Dr. Iman said, you look at the people around. What have they done? And when you help them, to what extent can they also assist others? These are some of the things that decision makers normally would do currently. Okay. So please place yourself well. And I believe that God will continue to bless us. I would love to please, with all due respect, and I have lectures, but I closed lectures to come. I told them that I've given them 2 hours break, and I'm going back. And I had to do this because it's urgent. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm so grateful, wishing that most of you would capitalize on what we have shared, receive